Hi there, guys. My name's Danny, and just before I start, I'd like to embarrassingly make it clear uh, I have a form of intellectual disability I won't go into just yet. Hopefully, I don't need to. And it makes it very, very difficult for me to explain myself short and sweet, and it makes me ramble and go in circles with severe short term memory issues from a brain tumor that I had removed back in 2001. Anyways, what this video series is going to be about, and I'm just going to keep adding to it and adding it to it. I have no personal um, dignity and respect left for myself after everything that I've been through. I'm not posting these videos because I'm mentally insane. I'm not posting these videos because I don't know, attention seeking or something. I don't even really know myself why I'm posting these videos. I tried rehearsing what to say before I started filming, but I just couldn't think of what to say. There's just way too much. There's a movie called Angela's Ashes that got made out of a book that was written by a famous novel writer. And when you compare my life to the book Angela's Ashes, no offense, dude, but I think my life has 4 times more crazy, interesting shit happen to me than the dude from that book who made millions. So I'm just going to start squealing and see if anyone wants to watch and see if you guys agree with me as I go on that my life and the things that I've had to go through is pretty nuts and insane. And my fault or the fault of others is your choice. I've been through so many traumatic things in my life. I don't even care about myself and my public appearance anymore. I have no personal respect or dignity left. It's been stolen from me. I think some people would find it disgusting, or some people would feel sorry for me, or some people would just laugh and say I'm nuts. But on the life of my son that I miss in incredible pain and I have not seen for 2.5 years due to what I believe is my personal rights being abused to unimaginable extreme levels of illegal behavior of other people, and me just not having the intellectual ability to understand how to exercise my legal rights to keep my life together. And I've just been complete and utterly destroyed. So I've been through so much in the last 2.5 years of my life. I just have no form of fear or embarrassment left inside myself. I have no dignity or fear left, and struggling to even remember with my short-term memory what is best for me to say to you guys. I'm going to try and end this video with a closing statement, getting into the point of this all over so that you can understand if you even want to watch another video. What can I say as a closing summary to have any idea what was this crazy dude's point to his friggin' video? Um, I'll try. This is all unrehearsed. I don't really know. I think the reason why I'm making this video and why I think it probably would draw a lot of attention if anyone saw it, if it was suggested on YouTube, but this is a brand new channel. I've only just made it. It's got no subscribers. I've got no existing history, so I already have a slim chance of anyone watching this video because I don't have, this criteria, whatever you call it, to have your videos automatically suggested with a computer to be watched by millions of others. You kind of need a reputation to have your videos watched on YouTube. You already need a reputation. It's very hard to start one, but I'll see what happens. I'm just curious. I mean, I'm practically homeless. I have nothing better to do. Everything important in my life has been taken away from me. I think I will piss off a lot of people being a male figure that says something like this, but I do think that what I've been through is equivalent to being raped many times. I have no respect for myself or my body or anything left in my life left because of how much I've been abused by several different people. They all took disgusting, illegal advantage of my intellectual disability and performed not what you're thinking, but just mental forms of illegal acts against me and abusing laws. I don't even remember how long it's been. I think this is maybe day 4. I don't know. I can't remember because of my memory disability. My memory with things that are non-visual, such as remembering spoken words in conversations and what words I read from a book, is about 20% to that of a normal person, which is about equal to a 5-year-old child. I have to talk very slowly like this to keep my memory focused upon what is even the next word in my sentence and to know that I'm expressing myself properly. That's why I tend to go in circles, a very short memory. Again, I'm reminding myself for the second time I need to end this video with a first possible viewer having some level of understanding why they're even watching the video. I just want to expose this system. And the Australian government and me in South Australia, there's several people in my lifetime, mainly just one at the moment, which has taken disgusting advantage of my intellectual disability, and he has used his mental capabilities exceeding mine to make me homeless instantly with illegal false claims about myself that are damaging to myself, possibly, make me need to do things that I don't want to do, to have to prove myself, be kind of very baseless and not actually have any form of physical evidence towards his claims, just people cooperating with him saying things he wants them to say. And there just kind of being no factual negative event of any kind that can be displayed to police that's any form of relation to myself of a crime being committed. It's just words, and it's very damaging. It's just this asshole taking advantage of my intellectual disability. So anyways, I'm in a house at the moment. I don't really want to show it to you that much. I'll show you a little bit. I've got a secondary mobile phone that's just lighting up the room. My memory disability is so bad that I'm scared of showing you things in the room because I don't understand how it could backfire upon myself. But pretty much, I lived in a house for about 2.5 years to the closest of my best memory. And the guy that owned the house, a young fellow, he was just a complete and utter asshole. And as soon as he found out about my intellectual disability, he pretty much tried to intimidate me into just doing whatever he wanted for his own ego trips. And when I'm very, very lucky from my situation in life of my past relationship, I did have a reasonable amount of money at one point in my life, enough to buy a luxury item like a boat. And then we even bought a more expensive boat, and I owned 2 boats. Having enough money and luxury to not even need to sell the first boat, I decided to keep it in a bit of an embarrassing way as a hobby project because it looked old and pretty crappy, to do up for my newborn son. And that would be his boat one day. So I have kind of an old, terrible boat and a reasonable, mid-level, 6 out of 10, call it modern boat. And it's worth at least 18 grand. And the way that I live, and I love building and power tools, all my belongings all put together at original value are over $100,000 that I have in my current possession. If they're all weather torn and worn out, there's no way on earth that the current possessions that I have aren't over a minimum of $40,000 worth of personal belongings. But I don't have that in my own house that I'm paying off because of my disability and people taking advantage of me and stealing things from me. My rights, my minimum rights. I'll go into that some other time. It's a very long, detailed story. So in closing, for the third attempt, I'm in this piece of shit house. I'm getting government workers come around with me in relation to disability support pension and NDIS, National Disability Insurance Scheme. And they're instructing me that I need to let a worker give me 4 hours of assistance, something like, I don't know, I think it's 4 days a week. I have already seen 2 of these workers on their, I don't know, I think it's a 4-hour shift. I've been under so much stress, I can't even think about how many hours these guys have been here. And I'm receiving the suggestion from my main NDIS support coordinator, won't say her name, that I just need to kind of shut up and cooperate with what's going on for my best chances at everything. I am making this video for more clear reason I can now think of with my short-term memory disability that is very severe, that I can now understand how to share with you. I'm just pissed off that someone can exist in my situation where they can have so much one moment and then pretty much nothing the next moment. And I think, as I can show you in these videos, is I'll keep trying to post while I lie in this bed tonight. I have lots of videos on my phone already of what's taken place over the last 3 or 4 days. I'm just disgusted at how this guy kicked me out of a house instantaneously using taking advantage of my intellectual disability, he came up with the idea that if he could claim me to be something, he could not even need to give me 1 month's notice, not 2 weeks, not even 1 week's notice. He gave me 1 month's notice that I needed to move out of a house. I told him, no, I didn't really want to do that because you can't just kick me out of a house because you suggestively don't like me or something to do with me. You have to have legal reasons to do that. And then he suggested that I'm doing wrong things to the other tenants inside the house. Then, me just confused with my disability and memory and understanding, I just scratched my head and said to him, but isn't there things like if you didn't like me and you want to get rid of me, don't I still have automatic rights and you can't just kick someone out because you don't want them? And when scratching my head and thinking, I text messaged him back like half an hour after he told me I was kicked out of the home, and I had 30 days to move out, a month's notice. I said to him, no, Brian, I've had a quick think, and this suggestion you're giving me that I've done something wrong linked to other tenants in where I live. And as far as I understand, he's probably illegally renting the house out to 4 people, and it's legally only allowed to have 3 people or none at all even. Definitely not 4. He lied to me when I signed up and gave him money and agreed to start living there. He lied to me and said there would be 3 people. If I had known there was 4 people in this house I was going to begin occupying for the next 2.5 years, I wouldn't have allowed myself to move in and signed the deal with him, because I would have known that's not an acceptable house for 4 people to be living in and sharing resources. So anyways, back to the point. Sorry about my memory. It's short term. You get the idea eventually if you keep watching. Yeah, he didn't like me. And he said, the tenants have bitched about you. And you've got 1 month's notice. And I said to him, no, I'm messaging you back half an hour later, and I've had time to think with my disability and struggle to think clearly. And I'm 100% sure you have to have something like that 3 strikes you're out system in Australia. You have to, in written writing, like a letter or an email, you have to give an official form of notice to your tenants that they've suggestively even done something wrong. You have to notify and inform them of the wrongdoing in reasonable detail. And you have to tell them that that's a warning, that their conduct is inappropriate, and that if it continues, they could be evicted. Then you have to wait for them to do something that bothers you again as the homeowner, to the people you're renting to, like myself, and you need to do it a second time. And it's only once you've given 2 warnings and you give a third kind of strike that the tenant has not lived appropriately in the house he's renting, that the tenant can then be evicted, and they need a minimum of 1 month's notice to prepare themselves to pack up and move out to live somewhere else so that they don't become homeless. But this guy was a complete and utter arsehole. So he decided he's going to kind of hold on to his third leg in enjoyment, take advantage of this guy and his intellectual disability awareness that he's aware of, and just pretty much kick me out instantly and try to come up with a way of making it legal, and hope that none of my family or friends are closely connected enough to me or care enough to fight back. And the guy's an idiot. I think he's really digging a grave for himself. Me and doing these videos isn't going to mean anything. What I think's going to fuck this guy, Brian, up, I think that's his name, because my disability's so bad, I rent from the guy for 2.5 years, and I can't even be 100% sure if his name is Brian or not. I think it is. I'm pretty sure it is. Anyways, it's just the point to the video. I don't need to expose people. I just want to make people aware of my situation and how to protect others and themselves one day if it happens. And the Australian or South Australian government needs to be aware of my situation and people abusing people with intellectual disability, and protect them a bit better in the future, I think, and change laws for the people to automatically be protected from things like me being instantaneously made homeless in the future. So yeah, he didn't give me the 3 warnings in emails, and I said, I'm not going anywhere. The worst you can do is give me a written email warning, and then you need at least another 2 reasons to evict me and replace me with someone else. I'm just going to relax. And I told him in text message I have, but I won't display it in this. I've already shown it to my NDI support worker who is supporting me and helping me with what she believes is the guy evicting me illegally, and she's helping me with a legal process against him and complaints and asking him for money in paying for all the wasted government taxpayers' money in assisting me that this guy has caused in illegally evicting me, breaking laws. So he didn't give the free warning. So then the guy scratched his head. And after I'd stood my ground and told him, maybe I do something to you legally. And then the guy blew his whistle and he said, that's it, I've had enough. You're not even going to get a month's notice. I'm going to kick you out of the house in a week. And then when I started talking to my NDIS support worker and she joined in the conversation with this guy, he flipped more again. And in just 2 hours from the original, you've got a month, he'd gone to a week. And then he said, you know what? I'm going for emergency criminal act thing of some kind. I didn't even understand. I still don't. And I'm going to have you notified that you need to leave the house immediately, right this second. Seriously, that's what the guy said to me. That's how much he's taking abusive control over me and trying his chances of getting away with it. Not this video, but this NDIS woman helping me out, and she's aware of people's rights. I think the guy's fucked. So if you want to see me talking to myself and give you updates in the future, hang around. Click on that like button so that the video starts circulating and gets more viewers. And don't click on like and don't subscribe for me, guys. I swear on the life of my son. Please click on the like and please click on subscribe for the other people out there like me with intellectual disability, that disgusting people like this asshole I'm describing take horrifically illegal and disgusting actions against people for no real reason, not even benefit to themselves, but just their ego and thinking that they can get away with it. This guy needs to get in trouble, and I have the most chance of being helped by people, and the most chance of this guy getting in trouble, I think, is even more important for the sake of others and for spreading the word of realization and making people aware of this in Australia. We need to protect each other, and we need to protect the rights of people with disability more than anything this video has to do with myself. Sorry if I kind of say something and then change it and then, go in circles 4 times. That's my memory disability. I'm very sorry. I'll go into it in my next videos. But for now, I'll just say, had an arsehole landlord, gave me a month's notice, then made it 2 weeks, then made it 1 week, then said instantaneously, 4 hours after he had started this whole thing, he said, no, now I'm actually going to kick you out and you'll have nowhere to live. I knew that was so stupid of him to say that and so shocking. I didn't even get upset and scared. I said to the guy, and again, I swear on the life of my child I love so much, I said to the 2 tenants inside the house with me, sharing with 4 people in total, I said to 2 of the tenants, other than myself, and I said to the arsehole that owns the house, all of them very slowly and carefully, I said, look, you guys can do your thing you're doing to me if you want to, but I'm warning you right now, because I'm on disability support pension and NDIS, I'm linked to Australian government support services. And they need to know about my life. They need to know and write reports and understand themselves what's going on in my life. And unrelated to anything I personally think or want, or my rights in this house and me hating people and so on, and any actions I imagine or wish to take, I said to them, the 3 of them, the homeowner and the 2 tenants that are kind of working together to fuck me up with this illegal eviction, mainly at the request of the owner, not the 2 tenants, I'll add. I said to them, just be careful, because it's not me you're going to be facing in the near future. When people like the NDIS worker I keep referring to collect information from me and others, even the arsehole evicting me, and they start looking at the documents that displays why I was kicked out with the claim of being a danger to people to qualify for the emergency instantaneous eviction, it's not really going to be enough. It's because it didn't happen, and because it needs to be so extreme when it takes place to be legal, there's just not going to be anything to present, nowhere near enough. And I think the guy probably will get in trouble for what he's done. He really tried to think that his third leg was too long with these moves that he's made. So um, sorry I talk too much. It's so hard with my short-term memory disability. I'm trying to get the point across that I'm not trying to give you any of my personal opinions, thoughts, and beliefs, and hate, and so on. I'm only trying to point out for this idiot to learn his lesson, and for other people of the public to protect people with disability, and for people with disability to be aware of their rights to protect themselves. If you live in Australia, you have a lot of rights. We're really, really lucky. NDIS is spending thousands of dollars wiping my ass because this guy has made me instantaneously homeless, and heads are going to roll, whether I have anything to do with it or not. So that's my phone buzzing in the background. That's highly likely to be someone like my NDIS support worker asking me how I'm feeling. She's a great woman and she's helping me out a lot. Some of my Australian friends have come forwards. I've informed one of my previous housemate tenants that cooperated with the arsehole homeowner. I said to them very carefully, thinking of lawyers and courts and stuff, I said to him very carefully, don't worry about me, you don't worry about my personal opinion, being upset with the way you've cooperated with this guy abusing my legal rights, but just be careful, I said to one of the tenants in the previous house I've just been illegally kicked out of. I said to him, my NDIS woman is working really, really hard collecting paperwork and evidence and facts surrounding how I instantaneously became homeless, and you're linked to it, and you might get fucked up by this from telling illegal lies, so be careful, man. I won't say his name just yet. Do you guys get it? Did I explain it? Do you think I'm crazy? Do you feel sorry for me? Do you understand my situation? Does it not make any sense? Am I rambling? Am I going in circles? I'll keep making these videos for you guys. I might even try and post another one right now tonight. The first video, watch these videos in order of when they're listed so that you guys can keep up with what I'm talking about. Otherwise you'll just be confused. The first video I posted was me live running around with a removal truck and not one, but 2 government workers paid by the hour to help me save myself and my belongings from this illegal eviction from someone, arsehole, Brian, taking advantage of my intellectual disability, making up false claims with the workers, asking me for information to defend me. And this guy is probably going to be proven false claims and get in trouble. My NDIS worker said that she might even personally enjoy trying to fuck this guy up for me, more herself than for me, because she thinks it's, as well, she thinks it's disgusting that government taxpayers like me, I agree with her, that the taxpayers have had to waste their money on paying for removal vans and for me to have several staff members. In this room that I'm in, which is a form of emergency accommodation that's provided to people on the NDIS, I've been told that I'm meant to have a second guy in a similar situation move in with this house with me sometime soon. The house is already full to the brim with all my belongings because of my unusual background in having a partner that just left me and took advantage again of my disability and just kept everything and let me have the leftovers. I'm kind of really meant to have my own house that I own, with my life choices and how I lived for 7 years. Anyways, if you made it to the end of this video and I've been talking to myself for 24 minutes, thank you guys. Please stay tuned. Please click on like. Please subscribe. This is real. This is not fake. This is not acted. This is not rehearsed. This is not scripted. I could just talk forever. You guys won't be able to believe what I've been through over the last few days. I'm so tired. I don't even have the energy to plug in my television and to think about doing my stereotypical artwork that I do. I do painting and watching YouTube in the background and stuff like that, and going out and looking after myself, buying food. I'm just so exhausted from what this arsehole abusing me and making me homeless and all sorts of things I've had to do. Stay at a motel, wasting government money, emergency accommodation. I'm so exhausted. I didn't even shave until this morning for the first time in 3 days. I missed the spot. I'm practically lightheaded and dizzy, not even understanding what's going on around me. I'm so mentally overwhelmed by what's going on around me. I'm not even able to be embarrassed about sharing this video on YouTube. I can't understand if it's damning towards myself. I can't understand if it's illegal, if some of the things that I've said are not allowed to be said about members of the public. But I don't care. I'm thinking, fuck you, Brian, that kicked me out of home. Thank you, NDIS, that's helping me overwhelmingly. And I'm really sorry, taxpayers, who I think have had to fork out a minimum, absolute minimum of $6,000 to pay for things like my removal vans for all my property and illegally being kicked out of the previous house, moved into this emergency accommodation second house, truck, U-Haul it, truck, bringing all my stuff with me, well, most of it. I got a lot of stuff, fortunately, I'm very thankful for. And tomorrow, I'm going to wake up and there's going to be a young man, stereotypical, knocking on my door. And he's going to be my second or my third NDI support worker that comes to my house for 4 hours minimum, 4 times a week minimum. And I'm just going to be scratching my head like, what the hell is this? Why do I get my ass wiped by 2 minimum NDIS workers, a minimum of, suggestively from what I can understand, I've heard, 4 days a week, 4 hours each time, huge taxpayer money altogether in total every week, and I don't really want anything. I just want what's mine. I just want my money from my previous long-term relationship and marriage. I want to be able to see my son for the first time in 2.5 years. And I don't even care about this asshole that kicks me out illegally. I'm just going to sit back and watch the government and NDIS people fuck him up with that one, I think. But yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I just don't know what to say. There's too much. Do you guys get the point of the video or not? I just want to expose myself, sacrifice all my privacy and dignity so that there's a chance, or 1 in a million, that enough people watch this video and pass the word around to understand that there's a lot of people out there with disability that are homeless. I can talk about that in some of my next videos. I've witnessed that. And these people shouldn't exist. If people with intellectual disability are protected by the Australian government, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be living like this. I should have been living somewhere different from the beginning before this asshole Brian even did to me what he did to me. I probably should have had my rightfully entitled money with my previous relationship. I should never have lost contact with my son for 2.5 years at this point. He's turning 4 very soon and I'm having a mental breakdown. And the combination of becoming homeless and missing my son and my rights to money and child custody and where I live and property rights is so overwhelming. I'm not even able to understand if this video is a really good thing to do or a bad thing. I can't feel embarrassed. I can't even break down and cry anymore. I barely care about even feeding myself. I walk around the house, there's a bit of food there, I grab it, I eat it. People randomly feel sorry for me and offer me stuff, and I say, no, I'm all good. If you want to help me with anything, just get me my money I'm entitled to from my previous relationship and get me my son back. And this asshole landlord, fuck him. Let him do his own thing. People like that tend to destroy themselves eventually, all by themselves anyway. But the woman from NDIS wants to fuck him up, so I said, sure, I'll help you. Just let me know what you want. But told her my main concern and what I wish for assistance with is just getting my minimum legal rights of child custody and property settlement in a matter that's been going on since our official, truthful separation of about 1.5 years now. Alright. Post your comment, guys. Am I nuts, crazy, or do you understand what I'm talking about and why I'm doing this video? Half an hour's worth. I don't think I'm even going to go to bed. I think I'm going to think about this video and decide how I can possibly begin telling a very detailed story that would take 14 hours. And they could make 4 movies out of it with more interesting detail than Angela's Ashes 4 times fold. Or if I should just die and go to sleep. Post your comments below, guys. Please let me know what you're thinking. Are you understanding what I'm trying to explain? Do you agree with what I'm saying? Do you think I'm dumb and egotistic making some video about myself? Am I mentally insane posting something you don't even understand the words to? Or do you understand exactly what I'm talking about? That I have a disability, but it's not incredible. It's just unfortunate. And if I'm in this situation becoming homeless, and I didn't have my NDIS to instantly magically find me somewhere to stay overnight in winter, what happens to a person like me that has more of an intellectual disability, did they ever become homeless and die because they don't even know how to keep themselves dry and warm during this wet time of year in winter in Australia? If I get any subscribers and people commenting upon this video, I'm going to prove myself to you guys that I'm a great guy. I love helping people. And if I had slightly less given back to me than what I've given to everyone else in my life, I would have an amazing life. I've always given to others around me in bad, unfortunate situations tremendously more than I've ever received myself, by many times fold. I won't go into it, but in just the last couple of days alone, I've helped out 2 people big time. One of the guys was homeless, and one of the guys was stereotypically collecting bottles, desperate for cash. I felt very depressed with how I had just become homeless, but I thought I needed distraction, so I helped the guy out and donated him some cash. More for myself than for him, just because I wanted to prove that I'm a decent person. I knew the guy didn't really need the cash, and it's not going to do much giving it to him. But I wanted to know, if no one's helping me, at least I'm helping someone. And it'll make me feel a little bit better. I love my son. Good night, my son. Daddy thinks about you every single hour of every day. Good night to the public. And if you have a family member or a friend with disability, are you taking care of them? Or are you leaving them to possibly rot? Or are you just trusting that the government is looking after them? Because if you are, sorry, but I think you're a bit of a disgusting person. And maybe after watching this video, if you're here, you should get on your phone, ring up your friend or your family member with intellectual disability, physical disability, and make sure they're all right. Ask them if they need a hand. And if you can't do it yourself, maybe make sure the government is helping them as much as they could. See you guys. Bye.